right, our next panel as we roll along here, sports tech management, new skills for a new era, and it's powered by Capabilia. Our 20-minute discussion is going to be led by the head of knowledge at Colosseum Sport. Please welcome to the virtual stage, Tomer Yehudayan.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Good to see you, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you again.
Awesome. You're looking fresh. I like the sport coats. Everything's doing well. We're going to have a couple guests here joining Tomer as an instructor of the sports business school at the Lundquist College of Business, I should say, at the University of Oregon. He teaches courses on sports business and society. Please welcome Dr. Yoav Dubinsky.
Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, wherever you are. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Tomer. Thank you, Owen. Thank you, Timothy. What a great 2 days it's been so far, and looking forward for this panel.
Awesome. Great to have you, Dr. Yoav. And adding to the discussion will be the CEO of Capabilia. A warm welcome to Martin Sola.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to this great panel, and glad to moving forward the discussion and the talk today.
Wonderful. Tomer, take it away.
Amazing. So thank you, Josh. Hey, Martin. Hey, Yoav. A minute before we dive deep to the education, to the academic side of the sports tech, I want to share a short announcement. A year and a half ago, we created the first sports tech program with Barcelona Innovation Hub, Barcelona University here in Israel. And in this January, we're going to launch the second program, the sports tech management. It's going to be global, and now all the world is flat. And soon, Martin will share more about also the Barcelona Innovation Hub and the Barcelona Universitas. But this program is for sports tech leaders, sports and tech leaders that want to dive deep to the sports tech industry. You can see the topics. After the course, you can choose one of the amazing certificates that you have from Barcelona Innovation Hub. This is around the sports tech management. There is also a virtual booth. And now, Martin, let's start from you. Present yourself and the activity, and then Yoav, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Well, I'm a co-founder and CEO of Capabilia. Capabilia is an organization exclusively focused on lifelong learning. Lifelong learning was one of the hottest space right now in the learning space, due to the fact that we are tackling down the challenge for professionals and the labor force between 25, 30 years old to 70 years old. That's mean that we are in the midst of the paradigm change in which training and formation is not just a single event in life, but a recurring event in life. Our business model and our organization is focused on working on vertical communities, vertical by vertical. And we are glad to say that right now we are having students for more than 140 countries all over the world. And we are in the middle of an awesome learning process for ourselves and our company organization. Is pretty amazing to see how the world is learning and how we could reinforce that process.
Great. So we will be back for this point soon. And now, Yoav.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Yoav Dubinsky from the University of Oregon, and I'm an instructor of sports business at the University of Oregon at the Lundquist College of Business. I'm researching mostly sports, nation branding, and public diplomacy, country image in sports. And I got to sport technology through analyzing Israel. But I've been teaching in the last 6 years in the US, 3 in Tennessee where I did my PhD at the University of Tennessee, and 3 in Oregon so far. This is my 3rd year. I've been teaching courses about the intersection of sports and society, and in the Lundquist College of Business, sports, business, and society. And the way that I see sports is a subset of society, of what human experience. I don't see sports as a microcosmos of society, but I see it as a subset. Well, basically every sphere in life, in our human experience, intersects with sports, whether it's physics or chemistry or law or religion or communication or business, and so forth, architecture or art and so forth. And whenever there are any kind of technological advancements in any facet of our life, they will manifest through sports as well. And because of some of the unique characteristics of sport, because of the live engagement, the community creation, the business aspects, in some areas of life, such as communication, such as in business, the manifestation of technology and sports will be, I see them as predominant and perhaps happening faster than in other spheres, of course, in performance as well. And in my world of the academy and the business school as a professor engaging with students, I see the intersection of sports and society through classroom technologies, through curriculum developments, extracurriculum activities, and any kind of intersection, of course, with the athletic department and collegiate sports that have a lot of intersections with sport, with students, with education, and with technology as well.
Great. So Yoav, you are more in the academic side, and Martin, you are more and not academic, but maybe even the one that is more close to the industry. And as the head of knowledge of Colosseum Sport in the past few years, we have courses in Wingate Institute, Ben Gurion University, ONO, the HIT, Technology Institute of Holon. And one of the main things that all the academic, all the learning experience in the past few months, the past 8 months, is the moving from the offline to the online. And first of all, in my experience, I can see the difference in the first days that we have from the institute was a little bit ahead and was a little bit ready, and some that was really shocked, but they had like the summer, they have the period between the semester to create and adapt all the materials and all the learning methodology for the online courses. So my question to you is, first of all, how you experience this shift from the physical to the digital, if you think it's positive, and what do you do in your courses to make the experience of the student still rich and full?
Okay, from our perspective, we are 100 digital player in the industry, so we believe that in this technology, and we believe in this intermediation for the learning process. I guess that we are in the midst of huge technology change. There is going to change the surface of the economy and the deepen of the economy forever, at least in 4 big areas. First of all, is going to eliminate some intermediation, is going to provide a great personalization, is going to push organization towards scale, an efficient scale, global scale, and is going to put a special accent on services, since every digital experience is still an experience. From our perspective, we see that is early. We are early in time, in the very beginning of this huge shift from offline to online. We are seeing several years of this transformation. By the way, this pandemic and this crisis with COVID-19 accelerate this trend. But those demands of more personalization, more access, more direct contact with the places in which the knowledge is generated beyond the physical distance, we're there forever, we're there for several years. This crisis this year, those changes just reveal themselves. I guess that we are just in the very beginning. disrupt education and training is not like disrupt any other industry, like I don't know, music or transportation or finance. Even those niche, the transformation took decades. So we are in the very beginning of this process in education.
Tomer, you're muted.
You're muted, Tom.
I'm saying that I totally agree with you, and we experience the same thing. And 1 minute before we jump to Yoav, I think that now all this market, kind of educate about and understand the new rules, the new norma, and when the future student gonna start to choose what they're gonna learn, where they're gonna learn it, they're gonna have in the mindset that probably it's gonna be online, or it's gonna be a hybrid model. And we, in the past year, had a very special course with Israel Players Football Association, and we took 20 players from the top league in Israel, and we did a process with them of how to move to the digital world, how to learn about sports management and sports tech. And I think it's really dependent by the student, because the soccer player that really want the group and they come all the day, they're on the pitch and in the gym, and then they have this room, they was amazed. And then after 10 class, the 5 was online, and you feel how from to do tours in the startups, you take it over there. So do you think it's also something that if you understand in advance that's what is gonna be, it's okay, or people are still will look and desire for these physical meetings? Yeah.
So we had to adapt very, very quickly to online learning over the spring term. So we have fall, winter, and spring. And during March, which is the break between the winter and spring term, we had to adapt very quickly to online learning. I think that our students were much more forgiving in the spring than they are now, because now they in the fall they expect us to be ready for online learning. Universities are traditionally not the fast-paced adapters, and I think that that COVID pushed us to adapt to online learning, whether we did it or not, because if not, we won't survive. I think that I'm missing the physical experience. My students are missing the physical experience. That's for sure. I don't think that technology will completely make up for that. But I also think that there's not only one way of learning and only one way of what students are looking for, whether it's global learning, the students sitting in different places, or whether it's students want asynchronous classes, where they have their own agenda and challenges and schedule over the day, and they want to learn on their own pace, or they're working, so they need to accommodate that as well. So I don't see as necessarily online learning replacing universities, but I see it as another component of education that enhances the learning experience, which is good. As a university, we had to adapt very quickly, and perhaps that pushed us to do something that we should have done years ago, in terms of engaging our students. I think that we were somewhat worried at first how students will react to some of the extracurricular activities, some of the bringing guest lectures or doing site visits. And we well managed to do some collaborations and actually bring many people from industries that did not have to visit the campus in Eugene, Oregon. I know there was a collaboration with the University of Amsterdam, students from the University of Amsterdam. They had a guest lecture from Ajax, which is one of my favorite clubs, and a lot of guest speakers from the industry. So
I not only agree with you, and I really feel it. We have the program with Wingate, 180 hours, more than 80 speakers. A lot of them is also out of Israel, and it's sometimes so fun that you just open
Yeah.
the Zoom, even the summit. We had people from all the continents, from different time zones, and everybody is here together. And Martin, in the past few years, the worlds of sports change, and we see more new jobs. If it's like a CTO or chief of technology or CIO or chief of innovation in the sports organization, and so you also feel this shift in the decision of the students, which course to study.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, technology is changing, maybe not the practice of sport itself beyond VAR and things like that, but it's changing everything else. Since the industry is changing, the sport industry is changing, new roles and new responsibilities are being demanded by the market. We see three main areas in which new content and new learning experiences must be built in order to address the challenge and keeping the pace with the industry change. First of all, is a revenue generation model. I guess that the industry need to rethink how they are going to make a sustainable industry in the long term. This crisis, but again, this crisis just accelerates some trends that have been there forever, show a big shift from sponsorship to co-creation, for example, or a big shift from a passive fund to an active fund. So sport organizations need to rethink how they are going to engage with new business model. And there, new profiles and new tools are demanding. The second question is the role in sport in society. Dr. Yoav mentioned a minute ago how sport is changing society and how society is changing sport with a great speed. We need new roles, we need new responsibilities, we need new figures inside the sport organization to address those challenges. And the last one is relationship with fans. The new digital environment demands and require new skills in place. Actually, all of these three challenges that I mentioned are not covered right now within the formal education system. I guess that we need to address that challenge at the right time with the right tools, because the change of the sport industry is going to peak, and then when the resources are not there, when the talent are not there, money, focus, and passion are going away from the sport industry. So the talent imperative in the sport industry is critical. Just to add what Yoav said a minute ago, of course, universities will lead the knowledge process creation in the years to come. I guess what we are seeing right now is science hitting mainstreams, data, new materials, new technologies, new ways to rethink the value, the creation value process in society. Is science hitting mainstream? Science will are taking place and will take place in universities. But then there is an opportunity cost in terms of times. When you have 20, it's supposed that you have to be in the university. When you are in your 40s, you can be there forever. You have a wife, you have 2 kids, you had a job, you have a lot of things going on in your life. So you need that the learning process adapt to that scenario. There is where I see the most dynamic space right now.
Martin, you talk about the skills, you talk about the talent, you talk about the understanding in the innovation in technology, and I think it's super important. During the year, we have many activities and we see amazing solutions, but take the best entrepreneurs, take the best solution, take the best team, and bring this solution for a manager, executive that don't understand technology, don't speak the language, nothing worth it. And
That's right.
It's super important to educate to next generation to speak the sport language, to speak the innovation, the technology language together.
That's right.
Yoav, one of the biggest challenges in every educational institute in the world is building the bridge between the academia, between the courses to the industry. So in 30 seconds, each one of you, please give me the best tips for the students and for the dreamers of how they can build their next career in the sports tech industry.
So, first of all, I think that we need to adapt in terms of our curriculum, having some more related courses such as related to esports, data science, sports analytics. Now, with some of the changes that the NCAA and college sports is going with the name, image, likeness, that athletes are going to be able to capitalize on their name, image, likeness, there are going to be some I assume, more impact on that. And then, of course, specialization in what you're specializing when you're studying, and personal skills, time management, communication, leadership, innovation, entrepreneurship, and so forth.
I'm agree.
Right.
And Martin, in 5 words?
3 words, no 5. Tech, digital, and experiences. Those 3 words are going to define the years to come in the sport industry.
I'm totally agree. And I think more than everything is enjoy the ride and understand we all have the same passion. We all love the sports, and the sports have place for everyone. So if you really have your vision, just go and find the right people and do it. Thank you very much, Yoav. Thank you very much, Martin. George.
Thank you.
All right. Wonderful, Tomer. Appreciate it. Dr. Yoav, Martin, thank you so much. And thank you to Capabilia as well.